Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video marks the beginning of the week number 51 in this Road to 100k Realized Return Challenge. And as you can see here, we have input quite some trades already in comparison to recent weeks. And apparently the markets have shrugged off the fact that US President Donald Trump has basically announced over the weekend that he's going to impose 30% tariffs both on the European Union and Mexico from August the 1st onwards. So based on how the market is behaving, and for example looking here at IWM and looking at also at the fact that the QQQ, I think it's also somewhat breaking even at this point. Yeah, it's close to even. Also the SPY as well, I believe it's also close to being even. Yeah, it's very close to being even. So I think markets for the most part ignored this announcement and are basically placing a bet that these tariffs will not come into play ultimately. And so yeah, business as usual in the markets. But as things stands at the moment, we decide to simply continue to do what we have been doing, selling puts on IWM at this moment. We sold 8 of those at with a 219 strike. We received this premium, so 144. We sold at 18 cents a piece, so $144. But I just forgot that because we sold the Pfizer shares, we had more buying power. So I tried to sell more puts at with a 219 strike price. With a similar amount of premium, but by that time the premium was already too low and there was no chance I was going to get some 10 or 11 cents of premium just because of that. And so I decided to take a little bit more risk and go for the 220 put, get 22 cents a piece. So basically this accounts for $66. At the moment things are going relatively fine. The stock is currently trading a little bit above 222. So even though at the time of the trade, as you can see here, it was 89% probability of profit for the 219 strike calls, and the other ones, the 220, was 85%. At this precise moment in time, the probabilities should be much more favorable for us. Yeah, at this point is 99% because it's almost at 1 cent, this one, and this one is at 95. So basically the probability of profit rose by 10 percentage points, which is of course exactly what we want. And I've already placed here an order to buy those back at 1 cent, so we can then roll over either to other strike or to go for the QQQ, to get some more premium out of this. Now, if you recall from last video, we were assigned some shares of ARKK at a price of 72.50. And because the price, even though this morning during the pre-session, the pre-market trading, the stock was going down by a lot very early in the session, in the early hours of today here in the Central Europe, the stock was hovering about 71.5. However, even before the markets opened, it was already close to 72.50, and because of that, when the market opened, it went up to 72.60, something around those lines. And so it was basically, yeah, it made no sense to sell the 72.5 call. So, and the premium was very, very favorable for the 73. and so we just went ahead and went for the 73 strike price, which is already in the money, by the way. But keep in mind, this is a weekly call, so it will expire at the end of this week, July 18th. So it can very much happen that it will not be assigned, but we'll have to see. Nonetheless, we received $1.30 per each share, so we basically received $130, which is very good, because if we consider the investment that we did, which was basically 7,250, this gives us 1.7% just over the course of a week. If we annualize this gain, if we annualize this gain, so 365, it's going to be for 5 days, it's 131%. So, sorry, 131%. Yeah, that's correct. So this is a huge premium, and even though we could potentially sell it now, this is basically too good to pass, and so I decided to keep the shares and sell the call, even though we are running the risk of not being assigned, and the stock come crashing down for some reason. But I think the opportunity was just too good to pass, and because we still have some buying power available, not enough for another option on another put on IWM, I decided to go ahead and sell a 69 put on ARKK, because if it gets assigned, we'll diminish our cost basis, and it is quite a long way below the current price, and so even then the premium was pretty good. And so we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen, but I think it's a pretty good bet. It's a more volatile ETF, but nonetheless we can take advantage of that and get some additional premium out of the buying power that we have. We could still get another put, we could still sell another put, but let's just err on the cautious side, because we don't want to get too overcommitted on this, and we will sell another put at a lower strike price if the stock comes crashing down again. But let's thread very carefully, and this buying power may still be useful for us if we decide to roll over to other shares of other strike price of IWM, or if we go ahead and transition to the QQQ at the end of today. So as you can see here, if you have a look, today it was a very productive day. So this is $144, 274, 278, 318, 340, $367 just over the course of today, and we are still very early in the trading session. So just for starting, I think it was a very good start of the week, and we will continue to see what other opportunities may arise so that we can collect more premium, and basically continue to march towards our objective. In terms of our Pfizer shares, the remaining 41s, if the stock reaches around 26, we will sell, because there's no point in keeping us in here. I put an order to sell at 26. If we sell right now, we would still be profitable on the entire lot, but I think it's at the moment, with the stock at 25.45, it's not a good price for us to sell yet. We can still wait a little bit more and and sell try to sell at a higher price. For the time being, this is all. Feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'm also available on LinkedIn if you have any questions, and of course feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we will reconvene at the end of this week to see how the trades went and to close out this week, and I'll see you all in the next one.